Alright, making another video. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm back again. Yeah, so you listen to these people talking, the Anaconda Vodnik conference report. It is kind of strange, like Nick's on one end of doing the micro thing, and, conference report is kind of doing the, way too big thing. And, and here I am stuck in the middle with no one to argue with. But anyway, I'm going to make my point regardless. So anyway, conference report, I just watched a video of his, and he was again talking about this full life thing, this self-actualized thing, this idea of what a good life is, the good life is. And I just can't see how the conversation could take place in any other in any other context than just pointing out the fact that you live a life of influence. And your influence is a gigantic part of your life. And so there's no way to add up your life without adding up your influence, and including your influence as part of the definition of what the hell you were. So I was thinking about this the other day in terms of, there's all these scenarios for what I could have been. Okay, I mean, I had all these things, certain things happen to you, your life gets limited by these, I have an anxiety disorder, blah, 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 blah. What if? So I was just thinking, taking that to its extreme, if we had the calculator, if we had the supercomputer that could do this for us, and we could see how just changing little subtle events, here and there, the butterfly effect, in your life, just erase a day altogether. You just sleep the whole day, and all of a sudden your life completely changes. This kind of thing. And through a mechanism like that, there would be an engineered solution that would be my optimum performance. My optimum amount of good I could get out of my life. If you could play it all the way out to the end of human history and all this kind of stuff. And you'd find out exactly, this is the scenario that would have made me Uberman. I would have been my maximum peak performance. I would have done the most good in the world. And let's say I would have, I guess it would be incidental whether I profited personally. Because again, the world is bigger than me. So there's no way you can, you really can't calculate this good life thing outside of this context. Like I say, having the good life is basically being a glutton, a slave owner, a brutalizer of human beings. I mean, the good life means it comes at a cost. You don't have penthouses and diamonds and caviar and all this crap without some sort of exploitation. These things aren't free. The good life isn't free. It's paid for by other sentient beings being, labor camped and all this other kind of crap, and abused and exploited and harmed and blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, there's no way to call it the good life. It's almost an oxymoron to anybody with a brain. Anybody who can do the simple math that you can't, own the slave and win. It's a no-win situation. It's like killing your own mother or something. It's just stupid. It makes no logical sense. It's wrong categorization. Okay? It is not good to exploit. It is not good to take. To overconsume. To consume more than you produce. So again, I'm back to my productivity word, which is just so big in my vocabulary. So my vocabulary, the word productivity isn't some sort of economic term. Okay, yeah, I know they use it, abuse it essentially, because again, it's a way of measuring the the amount of exploitation in the economy, which is just again oxymoronic. It's not a positive force in economic terms. It's a very negative force, meaning that labor is losing power. Labor is being further abused by the rich owners. But anyway, I don't want to get into the economic subject. So it's productivity is just a huge word, and this is what the definition of a good life. You can't live a good life if it wasn't a productive life. Period. That's my claim. Somebody got a counterclaim? It's just not possible. You are not an island. You're not the only fish in the bowl. You can't say that one fish lived a good life if he shat, uncontrollably on all the other fish and killed them all horribly. I mean, just stupid. It wouldn't make any sense to say, "Oh, that was one hell of a great fish." No, it was a menace. It was a blight. It was a plague. You don't call plagues good. You don't call them, "What a great plague." No, they're bad things. So you can't be a plague in the world and live the good life. This is one of those things that hasn't evolved yet in our vocabulary. So I keep talking about this evolution of our memes and ideas. So yeah, we're learning how to understand that women have brains, and we're trying to get rid of this racial crap, and we're trying to elevate ourselves above some of this bullshit. And one of the bullshitisms is this whole notion, that winners made out of losers is a good idea. And it's just such a silly notion. Like this whole idea of celebrating the birth of the king, the future king. I mean, what the hell is that? Who the hell fell for that? I mean, what is wrong with people? This is some sort of privileged class living off unearned income, that hasn't contributed anything but more bad memes in a way, more exploitanist psychology of this idea of a good life, and that somehow you can have it fairly and honorably, decently, and be productive. No, you can't. So anyway, certainly I'm not saying that somebody can't be, incredibly productive, like you invent the vaccine for AIDS, and you could be a exploitanist in so many other ways and be eating caviar and doing all that crap. But yeah, and obviously your life is still awfully productive because you prevented all this suffering and harm. But it's just incidental. I'm just saying that probabilistically, okay, these things require sacrifice, not win-win. Win-win is not the, it's optimal, but it's not realistic in most cases. Yeah. I mean, you really just can't be a rich man and get into the kingdom of God. To use the religious metaphor, you can't get into the kingdom of productivity as a user and exploiter. It just ain't going to happen. The price you will impose is going to be much higher than any profit or benefit you dispose to the world. So I do want to go for a run, so I will cut this one short. So you should appreciate that. Maybe I'll add on. So it's just productivity. This is a really, 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 really important word. Really big, really huge, gigantic word in the context of talking about what it is to be human, to be alive, to be anything in the universe. You're under this obligation to have your productivity measured. It is the only legitimate, measuring dick kind of thing to do. It's the only standard we should be judging things based on. It is the thing. It's the only qualifying aspect, the only meaningful thing. And of course I would argue that this productivity is derived through preventing harm. I won't say exclusively, but pretty much. That's the real deal. Prevent harm. The rest of that crap, make something happy or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Prevent the harm. Yeah. That's the certain winner. The rest of the crap is probably crap. Anyway. I believe that's enough. I don't know, I already said that. Really wish I could find my earplugs. Thanks for my old earplugs. Anyway. Hardly the end of the world. Till next time and such.